right, Jason. Dustin Crum got most of the reps and was started. Was that the plan going to the game? Since this is going to be the second and last preseason game.
Yeah, I mean, Dustin's not going to play in the second preseason game, but he's going to get majority of the reps this week because he needs to get still reps on our offense and be ready.
Okay. And what can you tell us about the status of Davis?
He's fine. Yeah, he's fine. Obviously just do the normal procedures after being pulled from a game for us. Making sure he's completely healthy and ready to go. And, today for him, that's what it was. But he's perfectly fine.
Yeah. What can you tell us now that you've watched the tape, of the game? What can you tell us about although, Davis was only out there for 2 drives, but, the offense in general, what are your thoughts about the offense? When Davis was out there, also Crum did some good things.
No, I thought the offense in general, I thought up front the guys did extremely well. I thought they opened holes for running backs. I thought all running backs had, I think, over a 6-yard carry per average, which is a great thing. I thought no matter who was back there, they were able to get us in really good situations for second down. Obviously not finishing drives was an issue, and I think, again, I said it after the game, and I'll say it now. I mean, that's the difference in the ball game, is being able to finish those drives that we had going. But I thought the offense did move the ball and moved it quite well. But obviously just need to be better when we need to be, which is absolutely in the red zone.
Yeah. Speaking of the red zone, at the end of the game, the offense was able, to put together a drive that ended with a touchdown. Arnaud Desjardins was in a quarterback. It was 7 out of 8. Mm-hmm. What can you tell us about this performance?
He did an excellent job. I mean, to come in, 3 days ago before that game and learn the plays he learned and sit an entire football game and then be asked to go out there the last 2 series and perform the way he did, I thought it was tremendous. It looked like he relaxed and just played and did things you see him do on tape in U Sports in college. So, I thought it translated. And we talked about it, with all the guys coming here, no matter where they've been, we've all watched them on film. The coaches, the scouts, everybody's watched those guys. It's about translating it to our game and seeing that same ability show up. Well, his ability showed up, and it was great to see, and a great finish to that ball game.
Yeah, and so you're already out. You mentioned Dustin is not going to be playing on Friday night. So who are the quarterbacks that? Yeah,
it'll be just a combination of the guys that are here, behind him. So, James will get some go, Arnaud will get some go, and Brown, if available, will also get some reps. So, that's the hope right now, that all 3 of those guys get to play. But obviously, we still have 2 more days of practice before we're going to be doing that.
Is the plan for James to be the starter?
Right now, that's up in the air. We're not sure who we want to start just yet. I know they're all going to get very meaningful reps in the first and second quarter, and then we're going to go from there.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about performance as a starting defense on Friday night?
Well,
big play was allowed.
I'll just say this: if you just looked at a first down production in the first half, it was excellent. I mean, it was what you want. I mean, we forced them into 2nd and 10. I think the first 4 first downs. The problem is they executed all 4 2nd and 10s, and that's not normal. Like, that's, if you look on our defense over the last few years, just percentage-wise on 2nd and 10, that number's not 100% converting against us. It's a lot lower than that. And had those numbers just showed up, it's a lot different ball game. Let's just put it that way. But I give them credit. They made some plays, and we talked about Arnaud. They're a professional football team too, and they got to make plays. When you're in 2nd and 10 that many times, you got to make some plays, and they did. We were able to get our feet under us a little bit, but I thought for the most part there was a lot of really great things, and then some things to clean up, which is preseason football. So, obviously I know our defense has a high standard of play every single time they're out there, and every single play. If they're not up to snuff, they're upset about it and pissed off about it. So, but I thought, first down production was excellent. The second down, we can be better.
How much value do you guys pull from having Andre Poo here and the rest of the officials here? Like, how much do the guys get from that?
They get a lot. I mean, obviously, we get to watch our whole practice and see what they were seeing. They can't see everything with a limited crew here, but, we can ask questions, we can talk to them, get, a relationship established that way, which you need. And, I felt like today, just watching one play where a completion gets made, it looks like good defense, but they call a penalty on it. And you're able to, right there in real time, ask why. In a game, you can't, and we got to move on to the next play. So it's good to get feedback right away. And then we'll obviously watch this film and most likely call them back and show them some plays and ask more questions. But I think just opening that dialogue and understanding they're a big part of our game. We can't have football without referees, and we need to have great relationships with them and to grow the game and make our game better. And that a better understanding of how they see it is important to our guys, particularly new guys that are up here. And with rule changes each year, you want to be on top of things. So I thought it was huge to have them in our camp, and obviously made us better today for sure.
What did you think of the 35-second play clock that you got to live game situation?
I mean, it's fine. There's nothing. I mean, I like the fact that we're speeding up the game a bit and cutting out the fat a bit, and all those things. I mean, there's some strategic things that you could do without the 35-second clock, between substitutions and doing other things. So, with them curtailing that activity, it's going to flow the game better. And, we just, as coaches, got to adapt to it. And I thought both sides did a really good job of that. And I've watched quite a few of the games over the weekend. I thought every team did. So it's just really about the coaches adapting, the players adapting. But I think it's a good change of pace and a good rule change.
What can you tell us about the soreness that you're feeling?
Yeah, a little better than yesterday and better than the day before that. Just like a little bit of stiffness right now, but like if it was a game, I'd be going for sure.
They tell you, is it just a sprained knee or?
Yeah, it's not even a sprained knee, so all ligaments are good.
Okay, good. And were you disappointed, to only get those 2 drives? We talked a little bit on the field afterwards. What was your mindset, when you had to come out? Yeah,
I mean, maybe a little bit of disappointment, but end all be all. Other guys got to get some reps, and it is what it is. I'm probably more fortunate that it wasn't a serious injury. It's probably the better way that I would look at it instead of disappointment.
You got to live through the 35-second play clock for a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first quarter was first half was like an hour 8 or so. How did you feel about the 35-second?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think we can get plays off sooner. You can do a little bit more on offense, and then it seems like we didn't substitute as much either. I don't know if it was like that across the league or not, but it makes the game go fast and more plays, and I think it can create some more excitement.
As an Alouette.
Yeah, did some good things. Definitely a lot to learn and grow from. Felt good to just be out there and compete with the guys, and it's hard to replicate game reps, so those are obviously really valuable. So it was a lot of fun to get out there, compete in front of the home crowd, and like you said, have some success moving the ball, but obviously would like to finish some of those drives in the end zone, and like I said, a lot to improve on and work on.
Yeah. Jason just told us the plan for this week is that you're not supposed to be playing on Friday night in Ottawa, but you got a good bulk of the reps today. How much is that helpful for you, especially since you're practicing brand new offense?
Oh, it's huge getting that timing and the reps in with those guys, and getting to throw to some of the ones and stuff with Philpott and Sneed and all those guys. It's huge because obviously every guy's gonna win their routes and do their things a little differently. So just being able to see that and feel that as a quarterback to get your timing down with those guys is extremely valuable.
A lot of people talk about the complexity of the offense. I'm just curious, like through 2 weeks in a day, I guess, how comfortable do you feel you're in, and what kind of grasp do you have on?
I've definitely felt more comfortable each day. I mean, as a quarterback, the more you can just play and not have to think, the better you're going to perform because you can react quicker and make quicker decisions, obviously. So just really turning the offense into kind of your second language, per se, is a big thing versus having to kind of, okay, I'm back there, what did we call type of process. So each day it's just kind of gotten smoother and smoother for me. And like I said, just being able to be out there with some of the vet guys, the guys that have been here for a while has helped a lot.
Ouais, je pense que la dernière drive a super bien été. Je pense que c'était un beau travail d'équipe. Les receveurs ont fait des gros jeux un après l'autre. J'ai une super belle protection, donc c'était à moi de distribuer le ballon le plus possible. Donc non, c'était une super belle séquence offensive, mais c'est sûr que c'est ça. Il y a beaucoup de travail à faire, puis c'est juste une drive, là, donc je suis déjà passé à la prochaine étape, c'est sûr.
Ouais, je sais que tu es concentré, tu veux faire l'équipe, mais juste d'avoir l'occasion de revêtir l'uniforme des Alouettes. Le match avait lieu à Montréal en plus. Puis d'avoir connu une bonne performance de ta part. Là. Dis-moi, qu'est-ce que tu as ressenti quand tu as foulé le terrain du stade? Puis c'est ça, là, de porter l'uniforme des Alouettes, tu souris déjà, c'est la réalisation d'un rêve.
Oui, absolument. Ben, c'est ça, les Alouettes, ça a toujours été un gros objectif pour moi. Surtout en tant que carrière, il n'y en a pas énormément qui ont réussi à le faire. Donc juste pouvoir mettre cet uniforme-là, c'était déjà tout un accomplissement pour moi, donc je suis très fier. Après ça, c'est sûr que le rêve demeure de faire l'équipe. Donc, il faut que je travaille à tous les jours pour montrer ce que je peux faire, puis éventuellement, potentiellement avoir la chance de faire partie de ce groupe-là.
Ouais.
Je sais que tu es dans le moment présent, mais je veux dire, il y a une semaine, tu avais fait une croix sur le football, les épaulettes. Là, y a-tu un moment quand même avant le début du match où tu t'es dit hey, je rejoue un match de football?
Peut-être pas avant le match parce que j'étais vraiment dans le moment, mais tout au long de la semaine, j'étais comme ouais, quel genre de vie que je vis. Il y a une semaine, j'étais dans un bureau d'avocat en train de travailler, puis là, je suis en train de jouer avec les Alouettes de Montréal. Non, je me sens vraiment. Je suis très reconnaissant de l'opportunité que j'ai en ce moment, puis je suis sur un nuage, c'est sûr et certain.
À quel point c'est un défi? Parce qu'on entend souvent parler, tous les carrières, depuis que Jason Maas et l'entraîneur-chef nous disent que le système est difficile à assimiler. Même Davis, il dit sa première année lors du camp d'entraînement, ça a pris un certain temps. Pour toi, tu es arrivé la semaine dernière, tu as déjà joué un match. Comment ça s'est passé ce processus-là, justement, d'apprendre ce cahier de jeu-là et puis d'être en mesure de l'appliquer?
Oui. C'est ça. C'est, comme tu dis, c'est un système très complexe. Il y a beaucoup de verbiage. C'est très différent de ce que j'avais à l'Université Laval. Donc, non, je me suis mis la tête là-dedans le plus possible. Puis là, aujourd'hui, honnêtement, je pense que c'est la première journée que j'étais vraiment plus à l'aise que les journées précédentes. Donc, c'est sûr que c'est une progression. J'y vais au jour le jour. Puis à chaque jour, je me dis que je vais en apprendre le plus possible en espérant être prêt, de plus en plus près au fil du camp.
Jason nous disait, il vantait le fait que tu avais l'air à l'aise, tu avais l'air calme dans la pochette, comme c'était le cas à l'université. C'est quelque chose qui vient naturellement. C'est comme faire du basic ou en dedans, tu n'étais pas si calme que ça?
Ouais, bizarrement, c'est comme si j'avais été très stressé tout le match quand je jouais pas. Puis dès que j'ai reçu le go de Jason, c'est comme si toute la pression était tombée. Je sais pas trop comment l'expliquer, mais c'est comme si j'étais vraiment dans le moment, vraiment locked in, comme on dit en anglais. Là. Donc, non, je me sentais à ma place, j'étais prêt, puis j'avais juste super hâte de jouer avec ces gars-là.
Quand tu as réécouté la dernière séquence, as-tu vu quelque chose que tu n'avais pas vu en temps réel?
C'est ça. On parle de toute la séquence. On dirait que j'avais comme oublié le jeu où je m'étais presque. Où le défenseur avait touché au ballon. Ouais. Donc, juste apprendre de ces jeux-là. C'est sûr qu'il y a toujours des trucs à améliorer. Donc, pour optimiser tout ça pour le prochain match.
Professionnellement, Arnaud, avec le bureau d'avocat, tu as eu le feu vert pour te rendre jusqu'au bout de ce rêve-là?
Ouais, c'est ça. J'ai un support de leur côté. Là, donc, c'est ça. Quand je leur ai annoncé la nouvelle, ils étaient super excités pour moi. Donc, ils m'ont encouragé tout le long. Il y a plusieurs d'entre eux à la partie. Donc, je suis vraiment, vraiment reconnaissant qu'ils me donnent cette opportunité-là. Puis, non, c'est vraiment incroyable.